Hi there guys, and welcome to episode 6. In this episode we do get a humongous amount of things done, and it's, in my personal opinion, probably the best episode so far. So on that note, I do hope you enjoy. So I don't know if I would actually call this a small tip or a massive tip, but what I tend to do personally once I've rounded up a farm trip before going to do my birdhouse run, this woman here actually sells the birdhouse seeds. So if you are to basically buy these anytime you are doing a farm run, you won't really ever run out of the bird seeds. Normally the shop is fully stocked, and of course you get 20 on this one and 20 on one of the others, along with another couple at 5. And basically if you're to do this continuously, you'll never run out of seeds. So I've just had a massive change of plan. What I've decided, I'm definitely set in stone about wanting to get 82 construction so I can get the all-night pool. That's definitely what I'm wanting to do. But rather than using oak planks, I've decided that I want to do Dragon Slayer 2 in order to do the myth capes. But before I do that, I would like to get a higher range level. And now that we do have 80 Hunter and have unlocked the private chin hunter area, I think I'm going to go and basically catch the chins I'm going to need for approximately 85 range, and then finish off Monkey Madness, Dragon Slayer 2, get myself into doing the teak planks for 82, and after that focus on crafting before then going back to Slayer. I think that's my plan for the future at the moment. So at the moment I'm just preparing to leave for work in about half an hour, and I'm not going to go and get started on Hunter with just half an hour. So I've decided to go and fish some caramboans. It'll be a good way to spend the last of my time before I'm away, and we have absolutely no food at the moment, so we'll see what we can get before I go. So now that I'm just about to leave, we did manage to get 360 caramboans, which is pretty decent. When we do get back to Slayer, that should last us at least a little while. So now I'm going to prepare for Motherlode and see if I can maybe have 84 mining by the time I'm back. So that's me literally just in the door after a very long shift, and I did manage to get approximately 425,000 mining experience done, which is pretty good amount, I would say. And we've managed to bank all these ores at the moment, so anyone who wonders why I'm doing mining rather than, I don't know, say fishing or whatever, if I'm to be lucky enough in the future to actually get a twisted bow, I would like to have 92 mining in order to actually mine amethyst to make the arrows for it. So that's why I'm just slowly doing mining, I guess. And I hate mining, so I'd rather get it out the way first. So at the moment I'm probably about 2,000 seaweed off of actually banking 99 crafting. And once we have it banked, there's not really going to be much more need to actually farm seaweed. I think the only time I will do it after I have 99 banked is to keep up with daily sand, and it'll be good to get that out of the way, so that's coming soon. So for anyone who does find stuff like this interesting, yesterday I did actually hit 500 EHP, and if we do go back to what I said in the first episode about the 15 days in hospital, that would have taken us to 84 days at the time that I hit 500, which was an average of 5.95 EHP per day since the account creation, which, I don't know, I think that is quite impressive myself. And when I say impressive, I do mean like consistency wise. And just a little overview and look at the stats that we have managed to get in 100 days since account creation. It does bug me, the 15-day difference, where I have mentioned, of course, about being in hospital with no access before. However, that's what we've managed to get ourselves to since creation, 100 days ago. So this is the first time that I've been mining volcanic ash since the update, and for anyone who has mined volcanic ash in the past, just look at the difference in the speed I'm getting it. It's incredible. So at the moment, for some reason, when playing at night, I keep getting all these lag spikes that I have seen other people tweeting about as well. It's a bit frustrating, so I can't exactly hunt chins right now. And because I'm essentially aiming to get 82 construction, I think the only thing I can really do that makes sense just now is cut teaks. So for me to get the logs that I do actually need for 82 construction, I do need to make 5,319 myth capes, which is going to work out to be about 16,000 logs. So anytime that I'm dealing with this lag issue that I've been getting at the moment, I guess I'll come here and chop these, as I have about 4,000 banked at the moment. So that's, I guess, how I'll get my takes. So there I am, back from work again. My brain is like spaghetti right now, I am so tired. But there we are. I can't be bothered doing the math to see how much experience I did gain, but when I did leave I was 155,000 off of 85, and an update on the ores. So, and we started getting rune ore as well now that we are 85. So I'm going to go and do a quick farm run, trees, all that good stuff, and then go to bed. Deserved. So this is just a small tip for anyone who does need swamp tar but hasn't quite got round to getting the drops from Zora. On the boat from Lunar Diplomacy, on the downstairs section, there is actually these tar barrels that you can click repeatedly and get multiple tar at once, rather than running about Lumbridge Swamp like an idiot. So there we do have 75 wood cutting. At the moment I am going to go and do a farm run, go for a nap, do another farm run, and then have a serious bash at getting red chins. So there we have 95 farming along with 1800 total. A little milestone. So this is the second time that I've disconnected and I've only caught 55 chins, and the lag spikes are atrocious. So I really don't understand how I'm going to be able to do this and keep my sanity. And again, look at how bad this is. I've literally set up my traps, I've not even caught one chin, and there we go. This is so pleasant. So as we've done an absolute fuck ton of motherlode mine, we do have these golden nuggets, and one of the things I'd like to do is get the dig site pendant in the house for making teaks, essentially to make them as I chop them, rather than chop them all, bank them, and then make the teaks. It will just be a little bit, I have timed it and it will be slightly quicker. We have of course now got all of the items, so we'll just spend this on the gems, and that should give us enough rubies to actually make the pendant in the house, as I have just over 200 at the moment. And as suspected, I did get 64, so that will take us over the, I believe it's 250 that I need, so we'll be able to get that pendant just now. And there we have the first hunter level of many. So there we do have 82 hunter. The disconnecting appears to have stopped, so given my connection stays stable, we will be continuing. I think I might stay until I have about 90 hunter, and of course continue farming and all that good shit throughout. So there we have just got an elite clue from the birdhouse, so we'll see if we can do this, have a little break from hunter. So I have this clue at the moment and I do need to get a light up for it, so here I am like an absolute idiot, essentially stealing items from the incorrect chest. Looking on a wiki, I need to either be stealing specifically from Oldax's chest or Xanax rather than the normal ones, so clever me. Could you imagine having access to these chests when you're going to do the ham quest at the beginning, rather than having to go and pickpocket little cunts in the dungeon? But they're of absolute no use to us now, so bye bye. I'm a fucking idiot, you can't get it from this chest either, it has to be Oldax. And after 2 attempts on the chest, we have got a light up, and also in that ridiculous process of the wrong chest, we did get an easy clue as well, so we will do that too. So nothing special from the easy clue to be expected. What kind of clue is this? You need to kill the king. What kind of clue is this? You need to kill the king black dragon. And there's the elite clue done. Interesting. Royal Scepter. Fashionscape. And there we have 83. So there we have just got a content scroll, so I'll be doing this just before I do go to bed. And we get our first mitre, which is a clue requirement, so that's not too bad. And there we have 84. And there we do have 85. I'm actually enjoying this a little bit, it's nowhere near as tedious as I was expecting it to be, so 90 definitely does seem achievable. And there we do have 86 from a birdhouse run. So we're at just under halfway to 90 from where we did start, and I need about another 6,500 chins. So there I have just got 87 hunter. So what I've decided I'm going to do now is go to pest control and begin to grind out my void, as I'm basically getting a bit bored of doing this now. I've gained about 2 million experience in the last couple of days, so it will be nice to kind of chop this up, and once we have got all the void, or get sick of getting void, I'll come back here until 90. So now that we do have a few glories on the account, we can actually use the air obelisk, of course, for banking at Edgeville, which is a nice little improvement, I guess. So here we are charging the air obs, and we have just hit 82 magic, which means we can use ice blitz. So if I was ever to decide Scorpia, I guess it would be viable now, but I don't really see myself doing that anytime soon. I wouldn't really have any use for the malediction ward, but potentially the odium in the future. But time will tell with that, I guess. So there is a very unexpected crafting level to get doing birdhouse runs. So I did go ahead and make all my battle staves, which has obviously got me close to this level. So there we are. So here we have another unexpected level, which is 90 strength at the moment. I'm of course now at pest control, trying to grind out the elite void set, and I'm at just over 900 points at the moment, and we need 1650 in total. It has been painful and it's taken me a couple of days so far, and I've decided that I'm going to finish this off before I do go back and finish off 90 hunter, and then we can look at doing the chin grind for range. So after a painfully long time, I have now got enough points to buy range void and turn the robes into the elite robes. So I will come back here in the future to get the mage helm and the melee helm. However, I think that will wait until I'm at least doing Zora, if I haven't got a tormented bracelet by then, and the melee helm for raids. So that's a while off anyway, but I'm glad to finally have this. I can now essentially finish up 90 hunter and then start chinning my range up. So just change these at the moment. So there's one, and the other. So there we go. That's lovely. Brilliant. Moving on. And there we have 96 farming. These levels are now at the point where they do take a ridiculously long time. I would like to somewhat rush 99, but there's not really anything that you can do to speed up the process, I guess, as I'm doing my contracts and blah blah blah, getting the treat seeds as quick as possible. So there I am, just getting on with these alks, and we have just hit 77 agility. So I did kind of screw up the recording there by closing the clue, but we did just get bandless chaps on hard clue 40. So I am just back from work after doing an absolute fuck ton of woodcutting, cutting teaks of course for construction after we get around to throwing the chins and doing Dragon Slayer 2. Whilst I was away, I did manage to get an easy, hard and elite clue from nests, just simply from the trees, and funny enough we did just get a medium as well from doing the birdhouse run. So there we are, we have got all the clue caskets, so let's see what the rewards are. Easy, nothing special. Medium, also nothing special. Hard, we get our third Armadillo page 2, which we only have the one Armadillo page, so that's not great. And the coif is not particularly useful either. And the elite, a dragon full helmet ornament kit. We're not getting one of those anytime soon. So there we do have 89 hunter, one more level, and we can finally move on from here, and yeah. So there we have Hisporic kill number 37, and two interesting things happened on this kill. We did actually hit 73 range, and I did just use my very last white lily seed, so it's nice to get a little top up of those. And there we go, we finally have 90 hunter. I did just close the box by accident, but that means we can now finally go and use the chins, as we do have the elite void. I've also got 2 accounts set up ready to follow each other to keep the monkeys spawning. So we should be getting some really quick chin levels. Here we go. So this is the setup that we're going to be rocking with. Of course there are better items that we could have, such as like the archer ring or whatever, or maybe D-hide shield. However, the best I can get is actually blue, so I'm going to just not use that. We have 11,200 chins. I'm estimating that I should be able to go from around 73 to 88 or maybe 89 range, and then we should be good to go. And there we are, we have been here for probably about 20 minutes or so, and we've already gained 2 range levels. So judging by the XP we are getting per chin, I don't think we're quite going to get to 88 or 89. It's maybe going to be more around the 87 mark, but that's still a substantial improvement from 73, so let's continue. And there we are, just about to hit 80 range, and we've used 3,600 around about there. So judging by that, we should be able to get probably about another 2 million XP, which will get us approximately 87 range at this rate. Given the XP might go up a little bit as the levels go up, we'll probably be pushing maybe about halfway into 87. So there we are, that is 82. So I'll finish off the rest of this tomorrow. So we did get a elite clue from just cutting teaks when I've been AFK, and we've got a Legends guild step. So what I've decided I'm going to do after I have used the rest of my chins, we are going to do Monkey Madness 2, Dragon Slayer 2, and this actually gives me good reason to do Legends quest as well. So that's what we can expect in the next few clips, I guess, after the range levels. And there we've just hit 85 range, and we have about 3,000 left, so we should definitely be able to see, we should get 87 and see how far we can push towards 88. So there we have just hit 87 range. We do just hit 1,000 chins left at the moment, so I do believe that will take us to about 100,000 off of 88 before we finish up and move on. And there we are, finally wrapping up the chins, 7 left. And as suspected, just over 100,000 till 88, so I'm quite happy with what we got there. And what I've decided I'm going to do before I do go on questing, I'm going to actually go and see how I can get on doing a couple of range only Zora kills, so we'll see how that pans out. And there we have Monkey Madness 2 done, so we can essentially kill demonic gorillas whenever we get back to Slayer, so that's nice. And I'm looking at doing both Dragon Slayer 2 and Legends Quest next. So there we are, wrapping up the Legends Quest, and I do feel like the most beneficial skill to actually put the lamps in at the moment is probably Prayer. I was thinking about putting them in Agility, but when I do compare getting bones to simply doing Lamps of Agility, Prayer is going to be more beneficial in the long run. So there we are, used the last one, and that's the quest complete. Next, Dragon Slayer 2. And here we have Elite Clue, which I believe is Elite 6, the reward. A Ranger's Tunic and a Master Clue Scroll. That is pretty cool, man. I'm happy with that. That was difficult. I'm left with 0 food and 24 hit points, however we did manage to kill Galvek on the first attempt, so I'm overly satisfied with that. Brilliant. And there we go, Dragon Slayer 2 complete. So now that does of course unlock the Myth Cape method for construction. However, I'm in 2 minds of what I want to do at the moment. I do need to make more cash for construction, however I don't really want to do Slayer without a Fury. So I think what I'm going to do is actually gather the buckets for at least 85 construction, maybe do that and then look at getting my Fury and then proceeding with Slayer for money to then fund construction. So I did actually forget to get the experience from this after finishing Monkey Madness 2. So this will get us 83 magic and a little chunk into 83. But on that note, I would like to actually wrap up the episode here. Looking back over, we've got a humongous amount of progress done, and I'm really satisfied with how much I've actually got done in the episode. At the moment, I'm just working towards 85 crafting. I've collected maybe 7,000 buckets of sand at the moment. I need to get just over 22,000, and then we'll get our Fury and go to Slayer before making the money to then fund construction. So that's the plan for the next episode, I guess. So thanks anyone who has watched up until this point. I do really appreciate it. And if you have enjoyed the content, if you could like the video, leave any comments with feedback, and potentially subscribe for future content. So thanks guys, take care.